Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RandomCast Podcast. With me once again is my lovely guest, Chania, and we will be talking about adjusting to different cultures. Now, Chania, you've been growing up in Singapore and here in the Philippines as well, so we'll be talking about that sort of difference in culture. But we can also talk about, the how do we call this? Small changes, like internal different cultures, like from one place to another, because even inside one city there are different cultures that you have to adapt to. So maybe we'd start with, since you actually have moved from country to country and place to place, what do you say was the hardest part when you moved, when it came to like fitting in with the community?
I know it might sound weird, but it might sound weird because I'm a Filipino, but when I moved here I was culture shocked here because I didn't really have the time to kind of grow up here.
Mm-hmm.
As I didn't really move back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I went to school here when I was nursery, but I was, 4? Yeah, but that's all. And then after that, I was in Singapore from kindergarten all the way to high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess within that span of time, I've only visited here like twice or thrice. And that was all when I was really young.
Wait, do you speak Singaporean?
No, we speak English in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We speak English, but like there's an accent.
Oh, okay.
So, didn't really have the time to, I think I came here when I was 8. And then I think probably 8 and then 14. And then the last one was when I was 16.
Okay.
Those were like the only times that I actually visited here, and only in Cebu.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've only ever known like my grandparents' place. I don't know how Cebu looks like. I don't know where the places are. So when I came here, and like the only place that I've ever known is my grandparents' house. I never really went out. When I go to the mall, it's with my parents. But how old was I? I was like, 8? Yeah, so
Too young to actually...
to actually remember anything. And even though I stayed here for a year when I was in nursery, I went to Sacred Heart, actually, the one in Mango, before it closed down. Yeah, the first time that they opened up as a co-ed school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there were only 5 girls in the classroom and like 12 boys in our class. So anyway, so when I came here, I was like, the people, the places...
Mm-hmm.
It was really a lot to adjust to because like the people here, first of all, they're very like, when they want to talk to you, they want to say something, they just say it.
Yeah, we're like that.
Yeah, so not just in a way of pranka, they just like they're very open to like open a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But when they say something, they just comment on it like, and like when they want to look at something, they just stare at it. They want to do something.
They do it. Yeah.
They do it. Yeah, and like that's that. And also like growing up in Singapore, like I really noticed like the portions of the food, the sizes of the shelves. It's really different. Like I feel like I'm not trying to insult or anything. I'm just trying to state the differences. Mm-hmm. Like physical differences from like what I see, because it's not just the culture; it's everything else. Also.
Wait, what do you mean the size of the shelves?
Like I go to the mall a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you're in the mall in Singapore, the shelves are like, I'm like 162 cm. See, I even calculate height by cm. They calculate height here by foot and inches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm about like 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
5'4", so. And the shelves there are about like my height or higher.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean now.
The mall, they're like a head lower than me, and I can like see like what's at the top shelf. And I'm like, oh, like the shelves here are so small, and like the shops here are generally small, like lower head ceiling.
It is?
Yes, it is for me.
Well, okay, I guess I can't tell because I've been here all my life.
Yeah, I mean people can't tell, but if you were to go out, if you've actually been there for like a very long time and then you suddenly like come back here,
okay.
It's like it was a total shock for me. I mean, it was that, and like the people, I didn't know Filipinos are so small also, and like they're naturally small.
We're naturally small, yeah.
Yeah, they're naturally small, and like so for me, I kind of I'm shy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't really like I like to like I don't really like it when people stare and
I
stuff.
don't think anyone likes it when anyone stares.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, that was the one thing that I got when I was here. And, like, you know, I don't know, probably had to do with my height or something. You know, people, they just, like, stare. So
Maybe not height. I mean, if we're being, you really do. Okay, just frankly speaking, you really do have some sort of presence, even when you go in the office.
Really?
A bit. I mean, you guys, you and Che really usually dress very well, and
Okay.
so I guess that's what. Maybe that's why. But we're in school. We're in uniforms. I don't know.
Yeah, so, for me, that was kind of weird because, like, when you're in Singapore, people mind their own business. They have this thing where, like, it's like a thing that there in Singapore, like, you know, you mind your own business. Don't get into other people's, like, even personal space. Like, there is this, like, certain personal space that everybody has. Like, even on trains and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Here, you know, the first time ever I ride kong jeep.
Oh, there's no such thing as personal space in Jeep.
Exactly, and the thing I wasn't used to it, you know, like, but for me, it's not that I was like disgusted or anything. I was surprised, like, whoa, people can just like seek it and like nobody's saying anything about it.
It's not that we can seek it; it's we have to seek it because the Jeep will not move unless it's completely full like
but,
we're
you know,
starting.
it's amazing how nobody complains because
It's just the thing here.
like, you know, people complain a lot there, so.
Well,
so when we came here,
yeah.
it's like, so when I came here, it's like, oh, people can musikit, and like, you know, they're using their phone, and like this other girl's arm is already like her whole arm's like pressed onto the other person's like other arm.
Yeah, at least it's that. Like the worst experience I've had in Jeep, and I don't blame her because I was going home. I was after, I think I was intramurals or something. I don't know, CAT. I was so I went home late. I rode with the Jeep. And I guess this girl was just so tired, she fell asleep and she fell on my shoulder. That's fine. I'm not gonna wake her. And then she fell asleep. She starts snoring. It's all okay. And then she starts drooling on my shirts.
Whoa.
The saliva tracing down. Like the person in front of me was like, "Are you okay?" Pasagti na lang. Okay na lang. Okay mahimo. Ay na lang pagkawawi. Just leave her alone, let her sleep. And then she wakes up and notices that just a trail of saliva. Like, oh my god, sir, I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. I'm going home. It's fine.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, it was weird,
It's
but
kind of funny.
it's funny. It was kind of gross, but you know, I'm not gonna point that out in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if I were you, actually, I think I would have also not woken her up because I don't want her to feel embarrassed.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Yeah.
Happens. Shit happens. Lang yun.
But yeah, back to it's also the food. Food's very different.
How?
And I've never had so many. I don't really eat Filipino food. That's why. So when I came here, it's like, of course, it's an abundance of Filipino food. Only then I know. Oh, well, this is that. Oh, din siya, you know, like.
Wait, how about you don't until now you don't eat a lot of
I
Filipino.
do.
Oh, now you do, but
Yeah, now I
before,
do,
but before.
But before, when I was in Singapore, my mom doesn't really cook Filipino food.
Huh.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, cause like among I grew up with a best friend there who's also from the Philippines, but she's not from here. She's from Bicol, and then my cousin who's from here. But you know, she has like a grandma who cooks Filipino food and stuff. My mom, no, like she cooks like I know buwad. I know that.
Buwad.
Yeah, cause like my dad sometimes they come here and then they bring like the dried stuff.
Yeah.
Like buwad, and then I know like the otap. I know that. Like all the
That's nice. I think the buwad is the only thing
that's when I realized that, you know, my knowledge of Filipino food is until the pasalubong area in the grocery only.
Wait, so how did you react when you first got lechon and dinuguan?
Dinuguan was. I was like, what is that?
It's blood.
Yeah, I know. The first time I was like, what is that? Why is it brown? I thought it was like a jelly or something. Then they said it's pig's blood. I'm like, pig's blood is brown? How is it brown? How is it this color? How is it a soup?
Yeah, actually, I don't know why it's brown. I think it's because it's congealed or because of the liver. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that was like my first question. And like, I didn't want to eat it at first because I was like, pig's blood. So, but I love it. I love it now. It's one of my favorite actually. But lechon, not much lechon in Singapore because most of the food there is like halal. There are a lot of Malays, so they don't really openly sell this.
Yeah.
But you know, I've had like liempo like that over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but lechon then is not much lechon. So So when I go to parties here in their lechon,
Mm-hmm.
not really the first thing that I grab because I'm not
Okay.
so fond of like seeing animals whole. Pa.
I just like the skin. that's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I grew accustomed to eating the skin
Mm-hmm.
also, and like some of the meat. But before, when I go to parties, it's like the first thing that people crowd to. So for me, I'm interested too. I'm like, what's this? Is this good? And then like the first time I ate it, I think I ate like a bad part of it of the leche because apparently not. People saying, "Oh, don't eat that part because it's dry." No,
It depends on how the lechon is cooked because there are like parts of it that's still juicy, some of
Yeah.
it is overcooked or dry.
Yes, but I noticed like people always like tend to get like the back or something.
I like the belly area. Some like the back. My father likes the ribs. I have my uncle who likes the ear and the tongue. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm not really accustomed to like seeing
Whole animal.
animals
Even-
like they're
even
still
chicken?
whole. Chicken, it's okay if the legs and the head is not there anymore. But but there was this one time, they had this thing here called sabong, right?
Yeah.
It was only last year that I saw my first sabong, and like I bawled my eyes out. I cried.
Why?
I cried because I saw the chicken and like that's when I was like, okay, this is the road to vegetarian for me. I'm like, I think I'm starting to. I don't know. Maybe it's like somewhere in me that not really into. I'm not really also very explorative with like other meats.
Okay.
I don't really like to eat like when you tell me it's mutton and I think it's lamb. No, I don't eat the sheep. Like
Because it's
you
cute.
know, yeah. So like the only meats that I'm stuck with is like chicken and beef and pork. And the thing is, I don't want to see any of them whole.
Okay, to be fair, there was a time when me and my uncle brought chicken, right, that we were gonna eat for dinner. And I had to help him with, slaughtering and preparing the chicken.
Yeah.
To be fair, after that experience of having the chicken's head cut off and it shaking in my hands, I didn't really want to eat the chicken either.
Yeah, so that was happened during that was the first time that I saw the sabong, right?
Yeah.
But prior to that, this person that I know,
Mm-hmm.
he brought home like chicks. No, when I went to his house, there were chicks in his house, like the little.
Tiny, fluffy
Chicks,
chicks,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, oh, why do you have chicks? Oh, I thought they're growing chickens and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, the chicks and then so I haven't been there to their house for like weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he suddenly invited me because it's his brother's birthday. So
Mm.
when I went over, I just totally didn't notice that the chicks weren't there anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so like then they had food served and stuff like that.
Mm.
Then like there was pancit and then they had shredded chicken on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like some chicken also.
Oh no.
So I took the chicken and then after that he told me I took one bite of it. Then I was like while I was chewing it, he's like, "Lami." I was like, "Okay naman." After that, I was like, "Ano?" He's like, "Mabe na ang gikoy ka ng like the one that was outside."
Those were the chickens outside.
I spat the chicken out. I spat it out and I don't want to eat it. I go, really? I did that. I was like, and I looked at the chicken. I was like, oh my god, don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Oh my
I stuck to
god.
the pancit.
That's so adorable.
I stuck to the pancit. So, and then when I ate the pancit, I found out there was shredded chicken on it. I was like, is this the chicken from the outside? It's like, no, that's a different chicken. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I don't want to eat this either. It's like, I'm not. And like, I felt bad because the mom was there. And she was the one who cooked the food. I was like, tita, it's not that I don't like the food. It's just that I think I don't know how to explain it actually.
Yeah, if you interact with this animal, you don't want to.
Yeah, the thing is, I would really. She's good at cooking, so I stuck to the. What's this baklay?
Paklay.
Yeah, she makes really good baklay. So I ate that, and there was like I didn't have pork because they were Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
But the chicken, I was like, oh my god, don't give me chicken. I was like, no, I don't eat the chicken. I was like, oh, I have to get over this.
Oh, you should. Well, at least I forgot who it was who told me the story, but at least yes, it was very clear it was meant for eating because they named their chicken Pamahal, Paniudto.
Oh.
So that was pretty evident what they were gonna be used for.
Then I spent the whole night like interviewing him about the chicken.
Oh.
Like my friend, I was like, so did you help with like killing it? And he was like, yeah, like we just he told me they just cut the head off.
Yeah, you cut the head off and then you put the thing in
I
water.
was like, why you cut the head off? Was it still moving? He's like, yeah, they moved for a while. And I was like, it's okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I
they
was
shake.
gonna cry.
They shake quite a bit, really. Oh, did you know? Okay, this would be an interesting fact. there's actually a chicken that even after its head was cut off, it kind of lived for years. Although I don't know how. Like I think the way it was cut, the brain was still hanging out there and was still alive. And
like the vein or something.
Yeah.
Connecting to the...
So how they kept it alive for it to eat because it can't peck. They just sprinkle seed in its little cut off head. I don't know. It was weird. It's a weird thing.
How is it gonna eat?
I don't even know if this is real. I just saw it online. Yeah, that's how they did it. It has a little hole there, right, in the head, and then they just sprinkle the seed in there.
What?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I meed I used to imagine they put like a funnel in there. It's just okay. It lived for quite a bit, apparently.
Oh, that's kind of weird. It's a zombie chicken.
Well, okay, yeah, kind of, because it has no head, but technically it was still alive. So, okay. Other than that, other than the food and shopping? What was the thing that you had to like? How about the language though? Was language kind of a thing that was difficult to approach to?
Yeah. I mean, for me, language was like one of the things that I thought I could ace on to try to connect with my friends because not being able to speak Bisaya, they kind of treat you differently.
I can relate because when I grew up, I was raised by my parents to really speak only English. In fact, when I was in from nursery to elementary, I was put in a school that only spoke English, so I didn't learn Bisaya. And when I entered high school, I didn't know Bisaya at all. Like I couldn't speak. I mean, even until now, I couldn't speak Bisaya very well. Even until now, I think I get some words wrong. There was even one time I scared my mom because I said. Something happened in school and I said the word should have been nakuratan ko, which means I was shocked.
Yeah.
I instead said nakuyapan ko, which means I fainted.
Yeah.
So my mom was panicking, thinking, "What the hell happened that made you faint?" But really, I was just shocked. So I don't really. Yeah, that was part of the struggle because I would mix words up. But yeah, when I was in high school, they really do treat you a little bit different. My nickname in high school was the Walking Dictionary before.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad.
I was also called Jupiter because I was fat. And also had this red spot on my cheek.
Why would that be Jupiter?
Because Jupiter has a little red spot on his...
Really?
And also I was really fat before. Like really fat.
Oh, okay.
That was their thing.
That's bullying.
Oh, it's high school.
Okay,
Everyone gets bullied in high school.
Yeah, that's true.
No one really... When we grow up, we're like, what the fuck were we doing in high school?
Well, I mean, I wasn't really bullied, but I didn't like the feeling of being treated...
differently, yeah.
Differently, and special treatment from people.
Yeah.
And always say, boys always oh, be sure, they always try to approach you and
Nosebleed.
Yeah. That's
they always say that, yeah.
Oh, nosebleed. I'm I just stop talking. I just stop talking because I feel tired of trying to explain to them. There's some jokes also that are funnier in Bisaya.
Yeah, there are jokes that are funny.
I had to try to adjust to that.
If you translate it, it's not as funny.
Yeah, and the thing is, it also sucks because when I try to tell things in English, like jokes and stuff like that, I have to give them a background story.
Yeah, it's never funny when you have to explain the joke.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of the struggle actually trying to connect with try to make friends, not just friends, classmate friends, but try to have close friends. So I had to I thankfully my first friend in college, hi Maxine, if you ever hear this podcast, she was my first friend ever. I was just so glad that she was the one sitting next to me because. When she spoke to me, she spoke in fluent English. So I was like, oh my god, she speaks English. And the first thing that she talked to me about was Jenna Marbles, who was a YouTuber. So I was like, oh yeah, but that's something I can relate to. So then we started talking about that. And then she made friends with this other girl, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, so Nicole was, she was more fluent in Bisaya and Tagalog. She kind of speaks both. So
at the same time?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so
I know someone like that.
Yeah, so for me, I took it as a practice also, to speak in Bisaya. But I mean, compared to right now, I guess I would say I can speak Bisaya fluently already.
How about Tagalog? Same, I can't speak Tagalog well either.
Silence means no.
I really can't. I mean, there was really, you have said, you have a friend who speaks Bisaya and Tagalog, right?
Yeah.
my old friend's girlfriend, I think ex-girlfriend, she was from Manila, but she learned to speak Bisaya. But
she was like that.
So she would mix Bisaya and Tagalog, not realizing that some words in Tagalog mean very different in Bisaya. And I think the one instance I can remember, we were walking together, we were just heading to class, and then she said, "Oh my God, napaakan kog langgam." So for the people who don't understand Bisaya Tagalog, or the ones listening internationally, what we thought we heard was, "I was bitten by a bird."
Yeah.
Because langgam to us in Bisaya means bird.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell did you do to the bird? Yung sa manimong langgam, nga gipaakan makas, gitarget yung langgam, but like you were really targeted by the bird. It flew down from the fucking wire just trying to peck you for no reason. And then she, no, gipaakan, gikamang ang langgam. The bird crawled up your arm and you didn't notice.
Oh my God.
It was only then I learned that langgam in Tagalog means ant.
Ant.
Yeah, because ant in Bisaya is hulmigas.
Yeah.
So when we heard langgam, we were like, what the fuck's going on? We kept looking up there, like wondering, oh my God, is there some bird gonna dive down and just peck the shit out of us? It was like one of the things that...
But like, I struggled in Filipino, especially in college. Like, I think that's the most struggle for me, actually.
Yeah, girl, same. I had 2 over 100 in my midterm exam.
But thankfully, my college professors were... I had to take Filipino in summer because, the summer classes are usually more chill than the normal classes.
Because there's less of you, I think.
No, there's more of us, actually.
There's more of you?
There was a lot of us during summer. So, I had to take that during summer. And, like, thankfully, that one time that I had to take the Filipino in the semester, during the semester, was that same teacher I got during summer.
Okay.
So that professor already knew that, I also kind of explained to him that, I tried my best to enroll into the Filipino for Foreigners, the program that they had in San Carlos. But I don't know, man. I don't think they were really catering to that class.
Yeah.
Like, my sister was able to get into it, bro. I don't know how she was able to, finish it or something. I forgot. But, so I had to go through the normal Filipino. And the thing is, I couldn't keep waiting for the next semester to enroll into that subject because every time they offered that subject, it would clash into my other majors.
Schedules, yeah.
Yeah, so of course, I had to prioritize this. So, there came a point of time I was like, I really have to enroll into the normal Filipino or else I'm going to be left with this subject lang or I won't be able to graduate because of Filipino.
Yeah.
So, when I took it, I explained to my teachers, my Filipino is like 0, 0, 0. So I'm gonna try my best, but I just need help, So and thankfully the people that I'm classed with also there. I also I always give everybody disclaimers that for group projects, when it comes to group projects, I will help as much as I can, but when it comes to putting content on paper, I can't do anything about that. But I'll try because textbook daan, I don't even know what textbook was in.
Yeah. Actually, until now, I don't know what textbook. I think libro is book, but that's not textbook.
Yeah, and there was this word in. I didn't even know what Wika was. I was like, what is Wika? Then,
I think that's
language.
Yeah, language. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know what Wika was. So I was like, then the professor kept mentioning that. I'm like, every single word here, I don't know what these mean. And it's so hard now if I have to keep going to the dictionary to look it up,
Yeah.
So it was a whole it was a headache for me.
Yeah, at least you tried, because when in my Filipino class, and they started, because especially even when I was elementary, I had Filipino classes since elementary. I just couldn't get into it because, well, we live in Cebu, and the only language I get exposed to here is either English or Bisaya. So when it came
when you were in elementary, you didn't have
we had Filipino classes.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get it. My teacher would go on and on talking about this and that and some history, and I'm just in one ear out another, just stare at her as if I was listening. I really wasn't. I just couldn't understand. I couldn't get it, and I couldn't get into it because my normal day of conversation would be either English or later on in my life, Bisaya.
Yeah.
I could never get exposed to the pure Tagalog environment. I think that's one reason why I never really gotten into learning.
Same. So, in Singapore, the only, source for, I think for me, the closest language to Filipino would be Tagalog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the only time that I would actually, hear Tagalog is when it's on TFC on TV. So that's when, like, there's some words like, Mommy, I asked my mommy, what's this? What's that? And like, even when I wasn't even fluent in Bisaya. Yeah, like I knew some words, but not in a way that I can like string a sentence fluently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had to do like some kind of translation in my head. Yeah, but I'm more knowledgeable in Bisaya than Tagalog.
Yeah.
So when it came to Filipino, it's like, I don't even know how to spell this, like looking at the word, I don't even know how to read it. Like there are so many A's in like one sequence.
And depending where you are in the Philippines, it's not always going to be Bisaya. Like for example, Bisaya is here in Cebuano is Cebuano.
Yeah.
But if you go to another Visayan area, they have their own form of Bisaya, which might be similar but different in other ways. Like there are some words. For example, us Cebuanos, we are really fond of shortcuts.
Yeah.
Like so instead of what can I use as an example? Basta. Yeah, we usually
like
have shortened
like,
versions.
Say, akongan.
Oh.
Ngan.
Instead of akong pangalan, we just say akongan.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's just shortened, while others are more. And also the way we speak, Cebuano speak, we're very. I guess we sound angry to other people.
Really?
That's what they say. We sound either hard, angry, or very rushed because we speak very fast. The intonations in our voice is very hard.
Oh, okay.
When then you have other cultures like I'm not sure if the Waray or something that they are very soft spoken, and there are other areas that speak some form of Spanish. So that's why different places in the Philippines have different cultures in terms of that. I only realized when I traveled to, where was this? I traveled to Boracay and to Bohol that I realized only Cebu has puso. Because
really?
when I asked for puso in other places, it's like, what's puso? It's like, oh no. Can I have a cup of rice? There's no puso. Only here we have puso. We only have puso here in Cebu. Cebu is the only place with puso, and puso is, to those who don't know, is it's rice cooked in this ball of banana leaf. That's what puso is, but that's not available anywhere else. It's only here.
Is that why they always use that as a symbolism
For Cebu?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
I'm not very well traveled, but from the places I've been through, from Boracay, Bantayan, and Davao, they don't have puso, and they don't know what puso is. Maybe some of them do know, but they will just immediately tell me we don't have puso.
Well, that's new to me. Like,
yeah.
I thought that's everywhere. I thought that was like a Filipino thing.
Nah, we have so many cultures, so many different cultures here, like with 7,000 islands. I mean, I don't even know how many variations of the language we have here. It's just that English and Tagalog is the most common denominator among all of us.
Yeah.
Though, what would you say is your advice to the people who would be adjusting to, new cultures? Like, how would you say to help them go through it easier,
It really helped to, just keep an open mind. Kind of open yourself also to accepting it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's how you also start to actually try to learn it. If you always keep yourself in denial, like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I won't know how to do it. You'll never get it because you're not open to learning it. So, for me, like, knowing that I was going to be here for a few years, I had to find a way to be able to mix with the people here. And also, it's also a good thing for me because knowing that I'm Filipino, it's just a shame that I am culture shocked here. So, I found a way, like, for me, one way that really helped me was that I dated and like my boyfriend used to be like Ray Bisaya also, like when he speaks. And I guess for me in a way it kinda helped me to speak Bisaya. So for me when I get angry, I know how to speak Bisaya na in an angry tone and like straight in anger, that kind of thing.
Wait, so before when you were angry and let's say at him, would you just go straight English before if you didn't?
Yeah, he understood me, but he's the kind who doesn't like to speak. There's some guys like mawaw sila mo speak English.
I know there are people like that who are like mawaw slugs. They're not that confident in their way of speaking English, which is fine. I mean,
but
it's okay if you speak. It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, but it's like that's up to them if they want to like learn how to speak it or not. But for me, like knowing that you're being overpowered by like all these people, and like I really wanted to mix in with the people here and like be like like not really stand out anymore because I don't really didn't like being treated like that. There came a point of time that I didn't want to leave the house because I kept feeling that way, but it was impossible because I have to go to school. So I'm like, I need to get to know these people. These people are nice, so I can always just like disclaimer and tell them like, I'm learning. If I don't know this, I'll just ask you. Di ko ganan magpinamay, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I used to stutter a lot. Like, kanang, edi kanang kuhan, bakit tong, I'll just give up. I'll just speak in English.
Yeah.
Like, it gets tiring, bro. Your tongue gets like the muscle memory.
Yeah, you get used to it eventually.
Yeah, you get used to it eventually. Like, there was actually a point of time that I got so used to speaking that my parents are shocked that I spoke Bisaya at home. It's so shocking, like, sorry. Even I got shocked. Like, I go home and I'm like, Mami, kita ka sa, and I'm like, if there was like a silent, like, but I could hear the silence in my head. The silence like, oh my gosh, she's speaking Bisaya. I was like, nah, I just go back to like, English and stuff.
For me, my advice would be really find a good friend for you to be in, because that way you're more comfortable. At the same time, they can really help you with getting used to them. Because I think the best thing about learning a language or even adjusting to any culture is to be involved in the culture. You just said, like you said, keep an open mind and just be involved in the whole thing. You can't really get used to anything if you're not gonna expose yourself to it. That's the whole thing. But regardless of the difference in cultures or anything, I think the number one thing should be respect for one another, regardless of the difference of cultures. And I think that is what I guess everyone in the world is trying to achieve, to get connected with one another. So I think that would be the underlying message in this particular podcast, is that no matter where you're from, no matter what you do, no matter what language you speak, we can still respect one another, and we can connect with each other just fine. So I guess that should do it for today's episode of the RandomCast Podcast. Thank you again very much, Chania, for being a part of it. You'll find her social media in the description below, and we will see you guys next time.